It's okay. Hello, grade 5. Let's start today with chapter 1, lesson 3, which is talking about properties. Now, all of you, please open your book, page 17, in order to start our lesson. Now, at the end of this lesson, you will be able to define the properties of addition, the properties of multiplication, the distributive property, and use the properties of operations to solve problems. Now, let's start. Now, let's start with the properties of addition here. As you know before, we have 3 properties of addition: commutative property, associative, and the identity property of addition. Let's start now with the commutative property. Commutative property means, like, if you have 2 numbers now, like 12 and 5, and if you add them, the answer is 17. And if you change the order of them, like if I put 5 first and 12 next, do I have the same answer? Yes. So here now, the commutative property of addition means if you change the order of the numbers, you get the same answer. Got it? Now, let's talk about now the associative. Associative means for the 3 numbers. Like, if you have now, if the grouping of addends change, the sum stay the same. If you have 5 plus 2 plus 1, is it the same? If you change now, so yeah, just 1 minute. Let's here say like you have these 3 numbers, 5 and 2 and 1. If you put now the 2 brackets here, or you put them here, you just regroup or change the group of the numbers. Do you have the same answer? Let's see now. First of all, you have to add 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. So now here, 2 plus 1 is 3. When you add it to 5, what you will get? 8. Now, but the second one here, 5 plus 2, 7 plus 1, 8. So now look at here. How can, when I change the group of the addends, okay, the sum still the same. The sum stay the same. Is it okay? Got it? Yeah. Okay. Now the third one here, the identity property of addition. All of us know that if you add any number to 0, I will get the same number. This is, we call it the identity property of addition. That if I add any number with 0, I will get the same answer. Got it? Sorry? Sorry? What did you say? Sorry, please, can you raise your voice? No, it's written, it's written. It's in your book. Now, this is the properties of addition. Now, let's talk about the properties of multiplication. We have the three properties of multiplication. The commutative one. Commutative means if I change the order of factors, the product still the same. What do I mean by that? If you have 3 times 7, okay, it is 21. Now, what about, now what about if you change the order? If you put the 7 first, and then the 3. Will you get the same answer?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here, one of the properties of the multiplication, that if you change the order, the product still the same. Now, what about the associative here? Associative mean like what I had, or what did I do in addition, I will do in the multiplication. Like, if we have 2 times 3 times 6, or if we have the same numbers, but I change the place of the brackets. Do I, will I have the same answer? Let's see. Okay, I will repeat. Here we have, if we have 2 and 3 and 6. Okay, and I want now to multiply them. Now, all of you know that when you multiply 3 numbers, first of all, you have to multiply 2 numbers, and the product of them, it will be multiplied by the third one. And here, sometimes you want to multiply the second and the third number, and the product of them will be multiplied by 2. So here now, let's see now if we find it as the first type of the first example. Do we have the same answer if I do it by the second arrangement? Let's see here. Now 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 6, 36. The second one now. 3 times 6, 18. Now when I multiply 18 times 2, 2 times 8, 16. 2 times 1, 2 plus 1, 3. So the answer will be 36. So here now, when I change the order of the factors, the product still the same. Is it clear? Okay. Now, let's talk about the last one here. Now, the identity property of addition is different than the identity property of multiplication. Because, now focus with me, think about a number that when you add it to 3, you get to 3. What is the number will be? 0, bravo. Now, think about a number that when you multiply it by 3, you get to 3. What's the number will be? 1, bravo. So now here, the identity property. Here we have the identity property of addition. And down we have the identity property of multiplication. Now, for the first one here, the identity property for addition, that the summation of any number and 0 is that number. But the identity property of multiplication, that the product of any number and 1 is that number. Got it? Okay. Now, all of you open your book, page 17. Here now, the table shows the number of bones in several parts of the human body. What is the total number of bones in the ribs, skulls, and the spine? Where's the ribs? 24. Skulls, 28. And the spine, 26. Now you're gonna wanna add me now to add them together. 24, 28, and 26. Now, how do I know that he's talking about addition? Because you say, what is the total number of bones? So that's mean plus. So 24 plus 28 plus 26. If you write as 28 plus 24, what did you use here? Look at them. It was first 24 plus 28. Then I wrote it as 28 plus 24. Which property do I use? How did I use? Yes, grade 5. Which property did I use here for the addition? Associative or commutative or identity? Commutative, thank you. Why commutative? Because I changed the order and it doesn't matter. Now, the second one here, 28 plus, then I regroup 24 and 26 here. I regrouping it. So which property do I use? How did I use, sorry? When I regrouping the number, when I regrouping the addition or the addends and it doesn't change. What is the name of the property? Associative, thank you. Associative, yes. Now, let's continue now. 24, so let's add them first here. 24 plus 26. Yeah, let's add them here now. 24 plus 26 is 4 plus 6, 10. 2 plus 2 plus 1, 5. Fifth, yeah. Then let's continue. 28 plus 50. 8 plus 0, 5 plus 2, 78. Yeah. So how many bones now in the ribs, skulls, and the spine? Bravo. There are 78. Got it now? Well, I will give you now 1 minute. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So Ines, what did you say? Now, yes. Oh, it's okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. Now, let's talk about now the distributive property. The distributive property here, that's if you have now both of the addition and the multiplication at the same sentence, what you have to do here? Like 5 times 7 plus 9. Okay, now here we have a property that it says that when you multiply a sum by a number, it's the same as, now first of all, let's add 7 plus 9. Now all of us know that when you are talking about the order of operations, first you have to add or to solve the numbers inside the parentheses, then you're gonna continue out of the parentheses, or the brackets. So here you have now 7 and 9. 7 plus 9 is 16. Is it right? Grade 5? Yeah. So here, this is 16. Now we multiply it by 5. So let's multiply it here now. 5 times 6, 30. 5 times 1, 5 plus 3, 8. So the answer is 8. Now there's another, this is a way, but there's a property says that you can, if you multiply number 5 with each number and with each addend, you get the same answer. What do I mean? From its name, distributive. That means I will, which here we have 5 and 7 plus 9. I will distribute 5 into 7 and 5 into 9. From its name, distributive means I need to distribute 5 on 7 and 5 on 9. Distribute the number on the addends. The number that they are added, I will distribute 5 on it. Then after that, I will write 5 times 7. I will write it first. Then I will put it between two brackets. Then add, keep the plus as it is. Then 5 times 9, keep it as it is. Got it now? It's okay. I will repeat it now. First of all, as I told you, from its name distributive, it means I need now to distribute the number out of the brackets into the number that's inside the brackets. Okay, this number 5 here, I want to distribute it. So first of all, let's take number 5 here and multiply it by the 7. And then let's take 5 and then multiply it by 9. As I told you before, it was like this. It was 5 and 7 plus 9. You have to distribute 5 on 7, as I wrote it here, and 5 on 9, as I wrote it here. Then 5 multiply by 7. So I will put multiply sign here. And 5 multiplying with 9, I will put a multiplication sign here. And between them, you have to put the plus sign. Got it now? When you solve more examples, you will understand. So 5 times 7 and 5 times 9. Then now here, 5 multiplied by 7. Yes, 5 times 7. 35. And 5 times 9. 45. And now when you add them, 35 plus 45, 5 plus 5, 10. 3 plus 4, 7 plus 1, 8. So the answer now is what? 80. Sorry? You didn't understand? Ah, okay. So now, did you understand it? So here, okay, well, I will solve another example now. So here, the distributive property means if you multiply, add first, find the summation, then multiply it by 5, you will get the same answer if you distribute 5 on 7 and then 5 on 9. I will let number 5 play with 7 once a day, and then I'll let 5 play with number 9 once a day. And after that, I add them together. Got it? Let's solve another example in order to understand more. Now here we have an distributive property of subtraction. Tomorrow I will explain it. Here just we have to talk about addition, understand it well. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about the subtraction. Now here, 8, before that, keep it then tomorrow. Yes. Okay, I will give you another example from my mind. Okay, it's not just in your book, but it's in order to understand more. Yes. Yes. Distributive property. Okay, I will give you another example. Just a minute, please. Now, if you have 3 times 7 plus 2. Focus with me now. First, you have to write 3 2 times. Oh, first of all, open 2 brackets. And put the sign plus sign between them. Then, here, the number that is out, which is 3, write it 2 times. 1 here and 1 here. And then take number 7 and write it here. Sorry. Take number 7 and take number 7 and write it here, and take number 2 and write it here. 7 here and 2 here. But number 3, you have to repeat it 2 times. 1 is here and 1 is here. Then between these 2 numbers, write multiply. So here what you have to do, or what did you do, sorry? You distribute number 3 into 7 and number 3 into 2. Like as an example, here you have a book with you. And when you come to the class, you find like Jury and Dima are playing. What you have to do? Okay, you will say, I will distribute this book into Jury. Or I give it to Jury. Then I will give it to Dima. Then after that, and I will, as an example, give the first part of the book to Juri and the second part of the book to Dima, and then I will gather them together in order to tell me the story that's written on the book, as an example. So I distributed the book into Juri and into Dima. Then after that, I will add them together. Here, the same in the numbers. If you have like 3, or not 3, let's take another example. 9 and 2 plus 3. The first step, open 2 brackets. Then repeat number 9 2 times. Then rewrite number 2 here and number 3 here. This is 3, write it here, and number 2, write it here. And what I have to write between 9 and 2? Multiply. And what I have to write between 9 and 3? Multiply. And what's the sign between 2 and 3 here? It is addition or subtraction? Addition. So I will write this addition sign between these 2 brackets. Did you get the idea now? Okay. Then after that, 9 times 2, 18. Then you have to continue. 9 times 2, 18, plus 9 times 3, 27. Let's add them together now. 7 plus 8, 15. 2 plus 1, 3 plus 1, 4. So the answer will be 45. What's your name? Yes, Noor. Yeah. Let's go with me now. I will give you another example in order to understand. Now, if you have 4 times 3 plus 5. What you have to do is to do first, Noor? Sorry? No, first you have to open 2 brackets. Then, what is the sign between 3 and 5? No, the sign between 3 and 5. Is it addition or subtraction? Addition. Right, the addition sign between these 2 brackets. Then, what do you have? What is the number here that's outside the brackets? Here, outside the brackets. 4. This number, because it's outside the brackets, I will put it 2 times. 1 inside this one, this is the first bracket, and 1 inside the second bracket. This 4, it's outside the bracket. It's so sad. To make it happy, I will repeat it 2 times. 1 in the first bracket and 1 in the second bracket. Then I will go now to take number 3 down. And then I will take number 5 down. Got it now? Did you understand? Yes, Noor? Okay. Then now, after that, between 4 and 3, what should I write? I should write multiplication here. I should multiply them. And here, I should multiply them. So here, do you see now? I have in the same sentence, I have an addition and subtraction. Then now, 4 times 3, 12. And 4 times 5, 20. Then you're going to add them. 2 plus 0, 2. 2 plus 1, 3. So the answer is 32. You are right. Yeah, let's come back now. Now here we have a distributive property, but for the subtraction. What do I mean by? Like here, if you have 2 times 10 minus 8. Okay? Here, you have to do the same steps. Open 2 brackets. Now, look at the sign between 10 and 8. Is it addition or subtraction? Yes, grade 8, grade 5, sorry. Is addition or subtraction? Subtraction. So I will write a subtraction sign between these 2 brackets. Then I will write this 2. It's sad, it's alone. I will write it here 2 times. 1 at the first bracket and 1 at the second bracket. Then now, what do we have here now? We have 10 and 8. I will write 10 here and 8 here. Then, what do I have? I have to write a multiplication sign inside the bracket. Then 2 times 10, 20. And 2 times 8, 16. Is it right? And then 20 minus 16 is 4. So the answer here is 4. Did you understand? Sorry? Sorry, miss, what did you say? Yeah, yes, exactly. Now, let's solve this one here. Here now, why we use the distributive property? Sometimes, when I ask you in mental math, multiply 8 by 95. What do? You don't have a paper, you don't have any pen. You need to multiply it. Sometimes, in this case, we have to use the distributive property. What do I mean by? I mean here, like, I will say now, 59 is an 50 is an 50 plus 9. Here, we need to multiply 8 by 59. So I will say, yes, okay, 8, but 59, I will write it as 50 plus 9. It is the same. In 59, it's 50 plus 9. Is it right? Yes, grade 5. Yes. But now then, I will open 2 brackets and I will distribute 8 2 times. 1 here and 1 here. It's already written. And then 50, I will write it first, and 9, I will write it at the last here. So what do we have now? What did I do now? I distributed 8 into 50, 8 into 50, and 8 into 9. Then 8 times 50. 50 times 8. 8 times 0, 0. 8 times 5, 40. So what's the answer? 400. Now the second one. 8 times 9. 72. Then now, what we have to do then? We have to add them. 400 plus 72, it's 472. Okay, so this is a way now. How can we multiply 8 by 59? Then there's another way that you may use subtraction. You say, it's okay, 59. I didn't want to say that it's 50 plus 9. I want to say that it's 60 minus 1. Is the same? Is 60 minus 1 is 59? Yes. Now then, using the distributive property, I will multiply 8 by 60. I will put 8 2 times and then 60 at the beginning, 1 at the end. Like I distribute 8 on 60 once and 8 on 1 on the other time. Now then, 8 times 60. Let's multiply it here. 8 times 0, 0. 8 times 6, 48. So 480 minus 8 times 1. Yes, 8 times 1. 8. Then you're gonna now subtract 480 minus 8. This is gonna be 10, 7, 10 minus 8. 2. 7 go down and the 4 go down, so the answer will be 472. Did I get the same answer? It's the same answer. So this is here a way. How can I use the distributive property in order to multiply and 59 times 8? Once a time you can say it's 50 plus 8 and you get 50 plus 9, sorry. And once a time you say it's 60 times 1. And you will use the distributive property in order to solve it. Got it? Now, I cannot go to the previous page because it's already clear. It's cleared, I mean, sorry. So you can just rewatch the video in order to continue. Sorry? Okay, you can still writing. Yeah, keep writing, no problem. Okay, Miss, now the period is finished. If you finish writing, you can leave the meeting. If you finish, you can. Bye-bye.